know how excited you are to be about to be learning economics, and just can't wait for summer to end so you can get there and start learning. So here's your chance right now. So we're going to imagine a world that only has 2 people in it, or a world with only 2 countries in it, but whatever. There's only 2. We'll just use the word people, and we're going to call them countries, just to really make it confusing. So the first country we're going to talk about is the Republic of LeBron James. Now, I'm sure that you're familiar with the name LeBron James, so you hopefully associate it with the idea of basketball. And this is an example that's going to use basketball in it. So we're going to think about the Republic of LeBron James. Oh, I really have... Sorry about my handwriting. Let me try this again. I haven't been teaching with a whiteboard in a while. And actually, we're going to have a chalkboard in the classroom, but I still want to, keep my whiteboard technique up as much as possible. So, we're going to have the Republic of LeBron James. And the other country is going to be the United States of Patrick. And of course, my name is Patrick. So, oh, terrible, terrible, terrible. I know how to spell the word states. Whew. Oh well, at any rate, forgive the handwriting, and we'll move on. So, in this particular world, there are only 2 commodities or products or services that have any value. The only thing anybody's interested in producing or consuming. And one is putting baskets through a hoop. Now, it's not hard to us imagine that having some value if we think about how much LeBron James is going to be paid. Obviously, our economy values this particular idea, and in our little fake world here, we're going to value it as well. And we have a particular country that's very good at producing this particular product of putting the basket through the hoop. And we're going to think about the Republic of LeBron James working to produce this for 10 hours and doing nothing else, and realizing that in 10 hours it can produce 1,000 of this particular idea of putting baskets through the hoops. And we're going to draw what we're going to call a production possibilities frontier. So in this world of only 2 commodities, we're going to think about if all of the resources were used to produce baskets through the hoops. In a 10-hour day, we'd get 1,000. And then the other product that is produced and a value in this economy is typing up press releases about where this particular activity should take place. Should it take place in Ohio? Should it take place in Florida? Should it take place in New York? Now, we may not even have places like this in this particular world, but the idea that a lot has been written and would be written and would be typed up about this, we've all experienced that over the past several months, and somebody had to do it, and somebody got paid to do all of that typing, and so we're going to say that also had value, and that if LeBron James or the Republic of LeBron James spent 10 hours typing, instead of putting baskets through the hoops, 120 pages could be produced. That's a pretty good clip. That's more than 10 pages an hour. Actually, it's exactly 12 pages an hour if you think about it. That's typing at a pretty good speed. And now we're going to get back to that word that I mentioned a second ago, opportunity cost. And in this particular example, we're going to assume constant opportunity cost, which means we're going to draw a straight line between these 2 points. Now, don't worry, we're going to have a lot of time to talk about constant opportunity cost versus other kinds of opportunity cost. So just going to have to trust me on this, that there's this idea of constant opportunity cost, and that means we draw a straight line. And it means that for every minute that LeBron James is not putting in baskets, he could be typing, and every minute is basically equal. And so, for example, along this, so this is the line that shows the maximum that could be produced if all of the resources were being used in that production. And so, for example, if he spent half his time putting baskets in the hoop, so he would only be able to produce 500 of that, and then the other 5 hours of his day typing, he would be able to produce 60 pages. And so the 60 pages and the 500 baskets is also a point along the production possibilities frontier, and anywhere in between. He could have this many baskets and this many pages. The more baskets he has, the fewer pages he's going to have. The more pages he has, the fewer baskets he's going to have, right? Because this is going to be the 0, 0 point over there. And so this is by himself. He has a choice as to how many baskets he wants and how many pages he wants, but all of that that choice has to be somewhere constrained within this line. He cannot pick a point out here. It has to be somewhere along the line, or even inside would be possible, but that would mean there'd be some unused resources, and that would be inefficient. So efficiency and inefficiency, that's another concept we're going to be talking about a lot over the course of the next semester. So you've heard it here now first, and trust me, you're going to be hearing it again. So now let's think about the United States of Patrick. Smaller country, clearly not as good at basketball. In fact, but let's talk a little bit about this. This is the pages on this axis, and this is the baskets on this axis. And we'll do the same thing over here. And let's think about Patrick typing first. So let's say Patrick had 10 hours to type and did nothing but type all day for 10 hours, and he could produce 80 pages. That's pretty good. That's more than 10 pages an hour. That's a pretty good typist, but not as good as LeBron James, but still pretty good. Pretty good. On the other hand, basketball, terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Miss, 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 over and over again. Finally makes one. Miss, 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 miss. So in a 10-hour day, 60 baskets. That's, 6 an hour. That's really terrible. That's horrible. But that's this economy. So not a bad typist, but not as good as LeBron James, and terrible at putting baskets through hoops. And again, we're going to assume constant opportunity cost, so that the United States of Patrick could make it 6 baskets an hour, whether it was 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. So in 3 hours it could make 18 baskets. We're going to assume constant opportunity cost here, and similarly with typing. And so now we have a production possibilities frontier for Patrick, and he can have 80 pages, or he can have 60 baskets, or if he spent half his time doing each, he could have 40 pages and only 30 baskets. And I realize these scales are a little different, but the reason we did the scales is different is because we have 1,000 over here, and we're assuming that should be able to do more baskets than pages typed in an hour, but who knew how bad Patrick was at basketball? But at any rate, this is where we are now. Clearly, Patrick could benefit from trade with LeBron James.